And well, it's 8 o'clock, so you should probably do that.
Go live. Hey guys, it's Tuesday night hangout. How are you all doing? We have Mark here
And well,
from
it's 8 o'clock, so you should probably do that.
Paralife, and we have Shane here.
Hey guys,
from
it's
Never Tuesday night hangout. How are you all doing? We have Mark
Somebody's
here
computer, GoPro or
Paralife,
YouTube's
and
running.
we have Shane. There we go. Sorry about that.
That
Anyways,
was professional.
yeah, well, I ain't professional. So welcome everybody. Let's see, who do we have in the chat? JR, great. And then we have Shane. And if somebody else could say hi, that would be great. Show me some love.
Bill H.
Bill H is in there.
Man, it always starts out slow, but they come eventually. It never fails. It's fine. We're just hanging out, freaking doing what we do, man. Sean
Exactly.
Simon's in the house. Grandpa.
There you go.
Oh, I just. Party foul. I spilled my beer.
Hey, Will. What?
Hey. What's
How are you
going
doing?
on? Just trying to get all set up here. Saying hello to everyone.
Yeah, we have Bill H, Sean, Aaron, Nick. And of course, Will now finally shows up. Watching your video, Will, that's pretty cool. I didn't know your farm had like 1,300 runways on it. That's pretty cool.
It's not my farm. It's a family farm. But it's a place I used to go every summer, and I would spend all summer there and just loved it. So it's a real special thing to be able to fly it.
That's cool.
We were almost able to hang your name on that power line. I can't believe you got away with that, by the way.
And you know why I
Jesus,
got away with that, right?
What's that?
You know why I got away with that, right?
No.
That most 85.
The Moster, absolutely. It was that close. And I know how long it takes the Atom 80 to, give me a boost. That does not excuse anything. I mean, I didn't do a good job clearing that field.
Yeah.
Anyways, more power.
Yeah, that's good video. I like the Wright Brothers museum.
Yeah.
That was cool.
That was really cool. I gave myself 2 hours just to check things out. I wish I would have scheduled a little more time because that's a neat place.
Yeah.
I just figured it'd be a freestanding building like Wright Brothers, just like its own center. But no, there's a lot going on in that area.
What did they do that bicycle shop? Were they doing bicycles or motorcycle? I mean, what were they doing in there?
They weren't doing motorcycles, but yeah, no, they were doing a bicycle repair. They had a repair shop, and I guess they sold bicycles, and kind of fascinating, really.
What was do you know what the business was next door to them? Was that like Schwinn?
No, it was what does Dave do? What does DP do?
Mortuary.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Okay.
So yeah, man. I mean, I'm really, really happy that I went. It's one place that don't tell JP, but I wouldn't mind going back, spending some more time there.
That was how far away from Purdon's?
It was about 3 hours away, somewhere thereabouts, 2.5. It wasn't far.
So that would be something maybe next year, fly in the morning, or if you can't fly, run up there, go to the museum, come back to Purdon's, fly in the afternoon, and then hang out.
Yeah, I bet you there's some good LZs up there.
As long as there's not a muddy parking lot, we would be able to do that.
Man, we're going to hear about this. We're going to hear about it about as long as it took them to get out of the Dave Purdon's. Good
No,
Lord.
I will whine about that until I can get out of that parking lot.
Honestly, Eric, you deserve to. We all do.
Yeah.
I mean, that was tough, but whatever. Anyways, Mark, what's new? What's happening?
Not much is new. Got to fly with Shane this weekend up here in Georgia. So that was good. Got my 100th and 101st flight. So that was all good.
And
Wait,
this
where did
was-
you get it?
Here up at my house, up here in Georgia.
With Shane.
Yeah.
Right on, man. That was your plan.
And that was the secret, invitational only, private pilot fly-in.
There was really only one rule in Mark's house, and I wasn't allowed to poop in his toilet. So I literally did not poop the entire weekend, just so you know.
Oh, that first truck stop was hell.
Oh, man.
And then Shane, what's going on with you?
Well, I am on a standstill with the bathroom. My own fault. But I was stalling. Actually, I shouldn't say I was stalling. I was looking for a better price on a shower pan for my bathroom. I found it on Amazon and decided I was going to order it today. And as soon as I was getting ready to order it, it went out of stock. So I guess tomorrow I'll go to Home Depot and buy the more expensive shower pan and finish off this bathroom because I have everything. I just need the shower pan. Once I get the shower pan in, then I can tile walls. I can do the floors, paint, everything. It'll be ready to rock and roll.
Just get one of them
But,
flexible hoses with a horse trough or something.
Yeah.
Wait, or is that a Wisconsin thing? Never mind.
Yeah.
Anyways, well, that's cool. And congratulations on your 100th and 101 flight.
Thank you.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Yeah, there's
I
nothing.
was very glad. I was very glad to be there for that. And actually I had a really good time hanging out with Mark and his family. His wife's daughter showed up and surprised his wife, apparently. And yeah, it was a good evening.
How just surprised that she showed up, or surprised, look, I'm coming home?
No, I don't, Mark, I don't know if you want
Yeah.
say
No, that's all
why
good.
she-
She has she's a NICU nurse, down here closer to the south side of Atlanta, and she was headed back to the north side of Atlanta on I think it was Thursday night, and she drives a brand new Audi SUV, and she hit a car had gotten spun out into the fast lane on the interstate. It was sitting still, and the truck in front of her moved, and she said she didn't even have time to hit her brakes, and she broadsided it. And luckily, the person that got out and just left the car in the middle of the interstate, so nobody was in it. But so it was big.
Was she all right?
Yeah, thank God she had a bruised up. She had a bruised eye, bruised nose. She was real sore, but she wasn't injured for real. So I'll take that.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Yeah, that's
So
good
Mark,
that she wasn't hurt.
yeah, Mark tells Krista and I, don't say nothing, but Joni's daughter's coming, but it's going to be a surprise. So I'm sitting next to Joni at the table, and the front door opens up, and people come in. You can't hear much because the dog is literally scratching the floor with their paws and everything. And Joni's like, "Who is that?" I go, "Oh, I told the construction guy out front he could come in and use the bathroom anytime." Like no knocking or nothing, just straight walking in the door. She's looking at me like, "You did what?" I'm like, "Yeah, I said if you had to come in and use the bathroom." Well, when her daughter walked around the corner, she was so thrown off that of what I was saying, that when she seen her daughter, it took her probably a good 5-6 seconds it dawned on her, like, "Oh my God, my daughter's here." And so it was a really nice thing. I said, "What, you didn't know she was coming?" Everybody knew she was coming. She just looked at me like, "No, I didn't know. How did you know?"
Right.
So yeah,
Oh, there
it
you
was
go.
pretty awesome.
Well, I guess that's a good thing for Audi. She was safe.
Yeah, I mean, it's incredible. I'll shoot you the pictures of her car and the other car, but it was incredible.
Wow. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's good. Anyways, so in my thumbnail, I put down everybody likes to brag about their paramotor schools. So I figured I want to know what school is the best. And you hear about people saying, I went to school XYZ and they are the best, or I am going to XYZ and they are the best. And I want to know what everybody's opinion is to the best. And actually, I was kind of reading some of the remarks that are in the chat, where I post a thumbnail, and I think one person nailed it, as far as what they thought the best was. So I was trained here in Madison, Wisconsin, and it was a great school. I enjoyed my instructor. I enjoyed, Jade and I did it together. I enjoyed hanging out with, Jade in that situation that we could do this together. Do I say it's the best? Well, I think it was damn good. And my opinion is the best is, I guess do you get along with your instructor? Are you getting, what they call proper training? I feel I did. I didn't get a special token when I got done, or I didn't get, but that's not what I signed up for. I signed up for my paramotoring training and to be safe. And I think I achieved that. So, I mean, what is your guys' experience, as far as what do you guys think about the people that trained you and, your expectations of the best, or what makes the school the best?
Will, you want to go first?
Well, I
You
was
want to
going
go
to
first?
say,
Go ahead.
yeah, I will. I'll knock it out. But I didn't have what I would consider quality training when I started. Most of what I learned was from my local group of guys. But from that experience, I can tell you that, in my opinion, the best you can get you can get instructed anywhere. But a good instructor would be someone who knows his or her stuff, keeps your safety first and foremost, and their heart is into what they're doing. They're excited about it, and they're really focused on getting you safely in the air. That's what I would look for an instructor.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Mark, you're next. I'm gonna be a little long-winded on my explanation.
My instructor, to the best of my knowledge, is not instructing anymore. I think he's all the way out of the business. Real nice guy, sold the equipment that I wanted to fly. So I went out there and spent a couple weeks there with nothing to do but learn to fly. And I wound up getting great kiting. And I only got 3 flights. And I trained at the beach, which is a mistake. I think you should train where you fly, where you're going to fly, for sure. Because I came home from, my 3 landings, were 1-step landings. When I came home to Georgia with no wind, I left some skin on the ground. Had no idea how to land. Just from being around the sport for the last year or so, I love the aviator video that Travis Burns and Eric did for training before you go to the school. I really love that video. And I didn't want to go to aviator because they had a long wait, and because I didn't want to be in a big group setting. I wanted to be just 1 or 2 people total. Cost didn't matter. I didn't want to be in a group setting, but now in hindsight, me personally, I wish I would have gone to a place like aviator. To the best of my knowledge, that would have gone over charting. It would have taught me so much more that I didn't get where I went.
Okay.
All right, for me, I went to Four Winds PPG with Lauren and Shannon Michaels. Who Lauren is a phenomenal pilot, absolutely phenomenal. Every now and then when he shows up at fly-ins, you'll see him. He'll go up, he'll do some stuff, and then he comes in, lands, and that's it. I think he's an awesome pilot. I think he's an awesome teacher. He knew for me, once I start struggling with certain things, I get hard on myself and I kind of beat myself up in my own head. That dude knew what I was doing and literally just left me alone. Like, he'll figure it out. And, you know, that's what I kind of needed, to be left alone, because if you try to tell me to calm down when I'm pissed off, it's just not going to. No one in the history has ever been told to calm down, and it's actually worked. So, but I also feel that each person that goes to each school feels at some point that their school is really a great school. You have nothing to compare it to. I look back, like on day 3, I almost quit at the end of day 3. I could not figure the kiting thing out to save my life. I was just absolutely beside myself. I was angry. And I actually called my wife and said, I think I'm going to quit. And she's like, no, you're not. She's like, if you quit, you can't come home because I'm not going to live with you. You're going to hate yourself forever. So I stuck it out, and I ended up getting, I want to say ended up getting 36 flights at school. I had 32 of them before I had a failed launch. Once I put that motor on my back, it was just what I needed. Kiting and everything was a struggle for me. But once I got that motor on my back and got the wing above my head and started adding throttle, everything worked out. I mean, all my landings were, I was actually doing foot drag landings when I came in to land each time. But the school itself, I mean, they taught everything to where if you had a question or you had any problems, if you asked, they were more than happy to help you out with any answers or questions that you had. So when it comes to what's the best school, you're never going to find the answer. It's like avgas or non-ethanol. That's just a question that's never going to be truly answered because there's always pros and cons to each one. And I mean, I feel connected to my school because I went there and I spent 2 weeks with them, and I got great training. I have 165 hours now, something like that. So far, knock on wood, I haven't bought any new props, cages, damaged any equipment, and I truly thank my school for that because each time I get ready to launch, I hear my instructor in my ear. I'm, inflating. I can hear him say, let go of your A's, add a little throttle, the whole 9 yards. I hear it every time, and I'm coming up on 2 years. Actually, I think it was today I went to school, the start of school. Either today or tomorrow is my first day of training 2 years ago.
There you go. Yeah, no, I think I'm just kind of reading the chat here, and I think Susan Ray nailed it. The best school is the one that is the best fit for the individual student. And I think that is a very good answer. And for like Will, I wish you got a better experience, than what you had. And, because the school that I went to, was, we did the individual, and it was just Jade and I, and we had undivided attention. And I know the things that I know now. I mean, I am just a sponge. I try to learn as much as I can. And like, Mark said, I wish I learned more with the charts and the weather and stuff like that. I tell you what, unless what I'm slowly learning with weather is something that you could spend weeks on, learning, and you still don't know everything about the weather. And one of our instructors that kind of works with our school, but he's more of the paragliding instructor. He's from Bulgaria. And he's actually the one that I get all the little paramotor guys from. Jade and I were talking with him, and about weather, and he is he's a plethora of information when it comes to the weather. And I wish I could just sit down and just learn more from him, you know. But I think that goes in a lot of aspects of this sport that we're in. I don't think one person is going to know everything, but a lot of people will know everything. But no, I kind of agree with all of you. You know, it would be good to go to a bunch of different schools, and we do have that connection to the school that we went to. You know, Jade and I are trying to make that connection with the group that we went, or with the students that went to the same school that we went to, so we can fly with them, because it's Jade and I, we can fly up here. And actually Jade and I are heading back down to that school Friday. And we just park our fifth wheel at the airport and hang out there. And we're going to be, just as I said, hanging out and watching the instructor instruct. And, you know, when they're done instructing, then just sitting down and having a beer and just talking. So I think there's a lot of the best schools out there. You know, it is the one that you have that connection with. So
You're gonna have a beer or a cider?
is there a difference?
Yes.
Man, I tell you what, ever since you got cheese served to you on a fancy platter, you all of a sudden now are just whatever.
Uh,
Oh, good Lord. My wife just walked into the room. Anyways, so Jade, come here.
what's it called? A charcuterie board?
I got news for you, Shane. That wasn't cheese, man.
Oh, yes, it was. And it was top of the line cheese. This cheese was so on point. It was amazing. It truly was. But Mark's wife literally just, she's phenomenal. Obviously she had low expectations in a husband, and she got that. But for Mark, I mean,
Nailed it.
this woman, I will tell you, all jokes aside, I sat back and watched Mark and his wife communicate towards each other and stuff, and it actually caused a conversation between my wife and I on the way home from Mark's house, which was a 7 hour trip, and there's a bunch of positives that we took from them two in their relationship, and we're trying to implement. Jesus, we're trying to do the same thing. There's a couple things that I found very interesting with the two of them, and I'm going to try to apply that to our relationship, my wife and I's relationship.
Is there going to be a
Don't ask me.
video of all the things you've learned about them? I mean, good content. I'm just saying.
Speaking of, why'd you use all my juice on my phone?
I didn't. Blame it, Mark. Blame it on Michelle.
Oh yeah, Mark, my Iowa wife called, and she's gonna be at the fly-in. She's gonna show up at Swanee. That none of you guys are showing up at. I should just be so happy to sit there in my little chair and look off into the sunset, because I'll be so lonely and bored.
With your
None of my
wives.
none of my friends are gonna be
All
there.
right. Did you need me?
No.
Okay, bye.
What about Will? Can Will make it?
No, man, that's like
No,
all
he-
the way down towards South America. Too far for me.
Well, I can get the time off, but Jade can't because she's got to babysit them kids at the school.
And tell us again why the wealthiest guy that we all know makes his wife work in the first place.
Yeah, really, Eric. What's up with that?
Oh, I thought you were
Jade.
talking about Mark. I thought he was talking about himself. It ain't me.
Hold on. Jade says she's got no problem having a sugar daddy. I'm just saying.
I
I
think we
have
should
no-
take a vote.
I'd have no problem having a sugar daddy too.
Yeah, I'd have a little problem, but I could deal with it.
Exactly.
Okay, so in the chat, I need to see a vote. Vote 1 for Jade. Should not have a job, and Eric should just be your sugar daddy. Or 2, have a job and not be able to go to fly-ins.
She
Or
can
have a
still
job
go to
and not-
fly-ins.
Once a
Wow.
year, great.
While the votes are rolling in, Bill H said, if money was no question, I'd continue to go to different schools. Yeah, I mean, I agree with that. I mean, but we're always learning. I mean, so long as you keep an open mind and you're always, like you were talking about, Eric, learning new things and being a sponge. Yeah, I would agree with that wholeheartedly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I like that as well.
You know, and the thing is yes, there is a lot of, there's people that are putting in their schools, you know, yeah, there's a lot of great schools out there, you know, and these people are passionate, you know, for the sport. And those are the ones that you want to learn from. I think the ones that are financially driven, I would tend to just stay away from, but the ones that are, there's a passion there, I definitely think that those are the ones to look into, you know. But yeah, there is a lot of great schools out there. So I wish that
And there's some not so great schools out there.
there
which-
is, and I
Thank God.
yeah, and I don't want to, you know, I'm not gonna be, I have no I have no reason to hate on anybody. So, you know, but I agree, there is some out there that are kind of shady and stuff like that. I just, I think that when somebody says, hey, I'm going to the best school, I always question, you know, I don't question them. I'm just kind of like, well, why do you think it's the best? You know, why? I always wonder that. And that's why I just kind of wanted to bring it up.
No, I mean,
I just want to bring up Linda's last comment. Someone say sugar daddy. Haha, Eric. I mean, Eric, she's retired. I know she doesn't have a job. She can go to all the fly-ins.
Yeah, right.
I'm just busting on Jade. I know Jade's back there giving me the dirty eye.
I think it's settled, though. I think the vote, I think it's clear. Jade,
Yeah, Eric.
I don't see
Eric
one.
should be the sugar daddy.
I think that I'm okay with her not working. I really am, but she gets bored, and that's why
With
we
the
have all,
chicken?
no, that's why we have all this shirt making stuff back behind me and vinyl machines and
Yeah, but her job could now be better, making her channel bigger and better. She'd have time to make new intros, new shirts, with spell correct and make sure that the wording's correct. And
Had to
not
throw
feel
that in
rushed.
there.
The correct number of words.
yeah, I know.
Hey,
That's
you
the other
said-
reason. That's the other reason why we're going down to Madison, is we're making shirts for that school that we went to, and I had to rush some orders, and I had to do some artwork last night, and we're trying to get our everything set up for that. I went and I pulled one of my knives out of one of my vinyl machines, and I kept hearing this ticking sound, realizing that the bearings on the blade were dropping all over the floor. So I had to get a new blade holder, new blades, and I had to have those rushed from wherever they come from. But hopefully all my stuff will be here tomorrow and I can get these shirts out. But she had the choice. She chooses to work, and I support her either way. So.
Hey, Eric, well, Jim CR in the chat said that now a new guy might be interested in the sport, and he might hear that there's some shady schools out there, wonder to themselves, how do I steer clear of them? And looking back at how I got started in this sport and what I would have done differently before I even contacted a school or anyone, related to training or equipment, is I would get hooked into a local group of guys or girls and just kind of don't take what they say as, the absolute, but they have already experienced a lot of the same things you have questions about. But that's what I would say about that. So yeah, there's a lot of great schools out there. And yeah, I mean, in any kind of training or any kind of in anything, I mean, there's going to be one or two bad apples out there. So I hope that clears that up.
Yep, absolutely. And meet with instructors from 4 different schools that are in your area or around your area. And
How did you guys pick your schools? How did you guys, Will, Mark, Eric, how did you guys pick your schools?
The wrong way. I didn't get hooked up with a local group. Had I done that, I would have gone a different route entirely. I just basically went with the first person who returned my phone call and was close enough for me to drive to. And so I went about it entirely wrong.
Mark, how did you end up in Texas?
I knew I wanted to buy a power to fly, and that was the only dealer in the country at the time was where I went. And so I talked to a couple of my local buddies that, that I was starting to hang around that all flew. And, they said they thought he was a decent, run a decent business out there. And I mean, he was a real good guy to hang out with, so I don't want to trash him. Just knowing what I know now, I would have done something different.
Okay. Eric, how did you pick your school? How did you end up at your school?
so we actually contacted 2 schools, and, because we live so far north, distance was a factor. So we contacted 2 schools. One was Wisconsin Flight Sports, and the other one was Mad City Paragliding in Madison. We ultimately picked Mad City. I met with him. Jade and I both met with him, but not saying anything about Wisconsin Flight Sports. We did not meet with him. So I can't say that I wouldn't have signed for him. But yes, do your research. The biggest thing is if anybody ever had a question about a school, the best place, I think, Monday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday night, there's these shows. You have Thursday night, there's a show, and you have Sunday night. All of these people that are on these shows can answer a question. Does anybody have any feedback on XYZ school? So what about you, Sean? Shane, how did you get your school?
So I actually looked into going to, first of all, I started watching, like everybody else, thousands of paragliding or PVG videos, and top dog was Aviators. So I actually called Aviators up, and come to find out it was like a 7 or 8 month wait. And I'm like, I don't want to wait that doggone long to fly. So I kind of was hemming and hawing about that, and I was getting ready to make a deposit, and I was at a job site, and I was actually waiting on my supervisor to get there because I had some major problems, and I seen a guy drive by with a paramotor in the back of his truck. So I left that job site. As my supervisor was pulling in, I just waved at him, drove and chased this guy down at his job. He backed into his the parking spot. And I got out and I said, hey, let me ask you a question or two about that paramotor. And he told me that he went to Four Winds, and I called them up, and they're like, oh, we've got availability in like 2 months or 3 months. And I made my deposit after that following weekend, because I had actually ended up meeting a whole bunch of people out at the compound, and all of them were stating that, Four Winds was a pretty good school. I didn't really hear any negative stuff, so I went ahead, called up, made the dates, and put a deposit down, and that's it. I mean, I guess it could have been for the worst, but it worked out great for me. I just didn't want to wait 7-8 months to start flying.
Yeah. Yeah. And you can fly. Guess what? We all got to the same point. We all can fly. So, I mean, and we all fly fairly safe. Well,
now I will tell you, I was going to St. Augustine, I believe it was, for whatever vacation we were taking. And I put on one of the paramotor pages on Facebook, if anybody in the area flew, let's meet up so I have somewhere to fly or whatever. And this guy that actually went to Four Winds, he was an older gentleman. And I guess he flew a couple times at school. And then we went and we met up and we flew. I should say I flew. I don't know. It was like this dude had no idea what he was doing. And he went to the same school that I did. He just didn't pick anything up. Whether he absorbed it or not, he could not apply it. And I felt horrible about it. And I went as far as calling the school back up, and I said, hey, you guys remember this pilot? And he's like, oh yeah, he's out of shape. He needs to work on some cardio, this and that. And I'm thinking to myself, I was like, man, but also he did say at any time you can come back and get refreshers or whatever free of charge. So I thought that was really cool too. I was actually having some issues with spot landing. I was spot landing in an area code, not in a field. Like my spot landings were horrible. And Lauren told me, he's like, dude, come back. We can fix that in no time. And I was like, all right. But they ended up moving up to Georgia. And really, if I go to Georgia, I only want to see one person. You know what I mean? And Joni is kind of busy right now. But
a handful of my buddies flew when the weather was right. They flew from Peachtree City Airport on their paramotors down there to Four Winds, with one tank of fuel.
How far are they away? I wish I'd have known that.
They're in Forsyth. They're down around Forsyth. I think it was like an hour and 50-minute flight.
Man, I wish I'd have known that.
Yeah, in the
That
chat,
would have been amazing.
Todd from Resurgence said that Lauren and Shannon are awesome from Four Winds.
Yes. And actually, at Bad Apples, they were there. And I actually showed Lauren, I said, hey, this is what I'm doing with my wing, on wing overs and stuff. And I showed him the video. And he literally corrected one or two things with me and then told me how nice it was to be able to see me to control my wing when I wanted to stop. And I mean, literally sat down with me for probably 40 minutes and critiqued a few things, and which have truly helped me out to advance doing better wing overs, safer wing overs. And I just thought it was really awesome that they're at a fly-in, but he took the time out to, go over a few things that were questionable on safety or concerning to him. So anytime I've ever called him or messaged either one of them, they've always got back to me with whatever questions, answers, whatever. So they are good people. I never want anybody to think that I don't think they're an awesome school. I think I was a crappy student. Those first 4 days were just hell for me. I just could not do the kiting to save my life. And that's on me. That's not on the school itself. I mean, I was given directions. I was given specific how to, and it just wasn't sinking in my head. So I just, for them as a school, I think they're phenomenal. And they dealt with me the way that I should have been dealt with, which was this guy's going to beat himself up, let him get his anger out, and then we'll come back to him. And that's what that. As soon as I got done being mad at myself, they came over, worked with me, and I was doing just fine after that. So
That's because it
can't
sounds
complain.
like that sounds like he has a passion for the sport. So, and that's what you're looking for. What you sharing here, Will?
I'm just sharing Resurgence PPG's website. It's an awesome organization. You guys should check it out. And just looking over their website here.
I was looking
their mission.
I was looking at my Amazon what is it? Backslash or back
The Smile.
yeah,
Yeah.
Amazon Smile. Holy crap, Todd. I'm helping you guys out clearly the best that I can, because every package that shows up has, I get a receipt for email stating your resurgence, your Smiles resurgent package is on its way. I'm like, man, they got to be doing all right with me, because I have just nonstop.
You're their freaking bread and butter, man. You always on Amazon.
There is at least one package per day that shows up on my doggone doorstep, and I'm starting to think about, like, how much money how much money are we spending, meaning Krista and I, and this new bathroom, like, we're getting the fixtures and all that stuff off of Amazon, and it's just crazy, dude. Every time I turn around, there's another package, and all of it's set up for Resurgence. So I'm really glad to be able to help out with that. Resurgence is a really great program. I'm super excited to be able to help out in that way. I mean, not everybody has the ability to shell out a couple $100 here and there for a charity, which I completely understand, but it's stuff that you're already purchasing, and it doesn't cost any more extra to do the Amazon Smile and set up Resurgence as a recipient of the donations that Amazon gives back. So if you get a chance to do that, AmazonSmile.com, I believe it is, and you can set up Resurgence on there. So anything that you order, if it's $13.99 on Amazon and you set it up for Amazon Smile, it's going to be $13.99, same price, and they just get a kickback of a certain percentage of that $13.99.
Yep.
So if you guys can help out that way,
We're signed up.
me
Wait, hold on.
too.
Hold on. It doesn't tell Todd what we bought, does it?
Oh.
It does. Will there be a video on that?
Hey, Todd, it looks like Eric's fixing to make another donation.
Yeah.
It's called blackmail.
called
Just keep your mouth shut.
It's smile.amazon.com. Smile.amazon.com.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm trying to look on my app to see where the Smile, does it give you a total of what you've donated, or what percentage of the orders have gone there? I'm kind of curious.
I don't know. What's your username and password? I'll check it out for you.
It's Will Fly, and the password is Dodge Power Lines.
Yeah.
All right, man.
I think you can go on your account and see what you've given, or no?
Well, you probably,
That's-
I mean, I get an email at the end of, I think it's every year, that says how much, but I don't know if it does it.
Yeah, Jay just said it does.
It does.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find out, and for some reason I just realized my profile picture for my Amazon is upside down. That's cool.
Oh, okay. So if you look on the top left, or did you go to smile.amazon.com?
Yeah, I'm on that now.
Okay, at the top left under Amazon Smile, there's a little hamburger menu. It says all.
I'm on my phone.
Oh man, well, I don't know. Well, it's under It's under that little tab, and almost it's the second to the last one down. Your Amazon Smile.
All right, now I have to pull up Amazon.
Todd says that he has screenshots of my order history available to the highest bidder.
Okay. Your account, device contents, login payments, your message, Prime profile, archives order. I don't see. I'm now on my computer, so. Oh, here's my charity list. Is that the same thing?
Well, I mean, how I got to it is, are you on your computer now?
Yes.
Okay, so did you go to smile.amazon.com?
I'm on Prime. Let me try doing that. Hold on. All right, hold on.
I'm gonna have to check to see if my business account has that, because my secretary will order water from Amazon.
Really?
We get we get water, we get toilet paper, cleaning supplies, we get everything comes from Amazon.
Hang on.
Okay, so
Are you there?
well, yeah.
Okay, you see where it says all under Amazon
Yes.
Smile? Click on that and go down to the second to the last thing, your Amazon Smile.
Okay,
That's where it gives you the,
and then just hit Amazon Smile.
well, it should pull it right up from there. Mine does.
Oh yeah, it's got your charity or your current charity Resurgence PPG has received $2,880.66. I have generated $19.50, which doesn't seem like much, but when you consider the $321 million worldwide of all of the charities, that's pretty, or actually all of the United States is 285 million.
I mean, it all adds up. I mean, because it's not
Right.
like you paid
That's
more or anything. You just order what you normally order, right? So
yes,
that's awesome.
Yeah, it is.
like I said, I mean, if I'm going to order the stuff anyways, I might as well give a percentage to Resurgence to help them out. I think it's an awesome organization to help veterans get up in the air, and you know, I don't know if this is 100% correct, but I believe the veterans that are chosen are the ones that are kind of in the need of something to live for, if that's correct. My understanding is they have some, they need something to live for, I guess, and giving them the ability to fly is freaking awesome. So I'm proud to be part of the Resurgence PPG thing on Smile Amazon. So hats off to you, Todd, for doing a great job for the veterans of the United States of America.
Definitely. Hey, and there's not one person that I've ever talked to who has flown a paramotor who hasn't said it wasn't life-changing. So I could just imagine, you know, the benefit of that.
And for me, it was kind of eye-opening, that video that David, I'm going to screw his last name up, but Patina, that video that he just put out, that was a good video and kind of eye-opening to that subject.
Yeah, and
Right.
isn't there supposed to be a documentary coming out soon for Resurgence?
I heard something about that. Yeah.
Yeah, well, maybe Todd can enlighten us on that. But that would be cool.
He says he has his next sponsorship starting November 1st at Superfly. So, yeah, that is a great way to get your free money to Resurgence. And if we could get
Yes, and
everybody, that'd be great.
Has anyone flown lately?
Say that again.
Have you flown lately?
Jade and I went up Saturday, and
Coco, right?
with Coco, she had her goggles for the dog, the little doggy goggles, and she had on Friday we got her earmuffs, and it is the second set of earmuffs. And these seem to fit a little better, but they slid off. But yeah, she took the puppy up, and for about just 5-10 minutes, because it was a little chilly out. Wanted to kind of give it a test run, but the dog would just sit there, look around, look at the cars driving by and stuff like that. She was in the trike. She was in her little, Jade has this backpack that's a front pack where the dog sits, and uses that for the motorcycle. And but yeah, I'm trying to find the leather cap with the little goggles on it for the dog, but haven't found it yet. So
How do you keep those on? I mean, it would seem like, dogs don't like anything like that. strapped to the head.
the glasses, they stay on. She tries to pull them off and she can't. And then the ear protection, she will put her head sideways and run across the floor looking like a nitwit. But if you go to paramotorgirl.com, you can see the video, and it is cute. So
Absolutely adorable. No question about it. Todd says, yeah, it's going to be documentary. It's a bit overdue, but let's see. Let me find, yeah. Hoping it'll be out next few weeks. Cool.
yeah.
So the real video everybody's waiting for is me to foot launch with Jack on the front pouch. On the paramotor.
Is that why you had this interest in the selfie sticks? You just kind of practice with legs sticking out in front of you, aren't you?
God, could you imagine that big goofy joker on the front of a paramotor? Oh man.
I think you would have to get a bigger wing.
He's 110 pounds. That would definitely put me overloaded on my wing. Man. That big old goofy dog, he'd either love it or freak out, one or the other. There's no in between.
I would encourage you to do that. I would strongly encourage you to do that.
Well, seriously, I can hear the fork hitting the plate.
Got it. I'm trying to be stealthy.
Oh, geez. Anyways,
You might want to go with a paper plate and a plastic fork.
right.
It was a spoon for whatever it's worth.
Yeah, a spoon in a Dairy Queen Blizzard.
Hey, can I tell you guys God's honest truth? Every time I'm traveling now, I've noticed so many Dairy Queen signs, and I'm like, I have to stop and just send Will a picture, a selfie of me with this damn Dairy Queen. But I never do. I don't stop. I just
Whatever.
keep
You
it.
use me as an excuse if you want, but you're stopping to order a Dairy Queen, not to get content. I know better.
I will tell you, in Ohio, for Dave. Oh no, where did I have to go to get a new generator? Where was that? Mountain City? It was Mountain City. Kristen and I stopped at Dairy Queen on the way back after picking up a new generator, and got Dairy Queen. That was the first time I had Dairy Queen in probably 15 years, and it was absolutely amazing. And I haven't stopped thinking about it every time I get on the road and I see a Dairy Queen, because our closest Dairy Queen to my house is probably 45 minutes is the closest one.
You got to really want it
Down
bad.
south. Yeah, down south, they're not as the availability of them here down south is not nearly like it is up north. It's like every exit there's a Dairy Queen. I'm like, good Lord.
You know what was really good is, I think I was with you, Eric. Tim Horton. Is that the name of that donut
Yeah,
shop?
yeah,
Man,
Tim
that
Hortons
was
in Ohio.
awesome. Yeah, we don't have those down south. It's a Canadian company, right?
Yeah, I think so.
So, oh man, those were awesome.
Who does the Wicked Wing logos? Shane, is that what you have on your wing?
Yes, that's Craig Taylor with Wicked Wing logos.
I'm gonna have to get a hold of him, and I'm gonna have to make him or get him to make a Dairy Queen logo with a blizzard next to it, and we're gonna have to do a little wing theft in the middle of the night. So, yeah, we're gonna have to get that taken care of.
Hey, Will, is that a Oreo blizzard or is it a Reese's peanut butter cup blizzard?
Oreo, yeah, Oreo. They had one that was pretty gosh darn good. It's like limited time only, but it was a pecan pie blizzard. It was pretty good. And it
Yeah, I
tasted
either do.
like pecan pie.
I'll do the Oreo or the Reese's peanut butter. I don't change up nothing else after that.
Yeah,
You keeping up with the chat, Eric?
I'm trying to look at it a little bit. Not to go back on a subject, but I just want to go back. We are looking for a 37-meter wing for Kelby. If anybody knows anybody's got a 37-meter wing, I think he's looking for one. So,
Are you flying in a smart car? Is that why you need a 37 meter?
no,
He's got a heavy trike.
he just says that he's looking for a 37-meter wing. That's all we want to really say about it. So, yeah, but anyways, so if anybody's got one, wants to sell or donate, whatever, either way, hook up with Kelby so you can get that to him. But anyways, yeah, super cool. Let's see. Well, it's 8 o'clock and
It's 9 o'clock.
oh, it's 9 o'clock. Sorry. It's 9 o'clock for your Easterners.
Which is three quarters of your panel.
Yeah, and probably all of your chat.
You know, you're probably right.
And I know it's not all of your chat.
You know, both people are from the East Coast. You're right. So I'm all right with that. Anyways, hey, oh. It says, hey, Shane, I fly a 38-meter wing on a trike. Let's not fat shame.
Hey, Todd, that's funny right there.
So, yeah.
That's a man size.
Well, it's weird because, I mean, this is the thing is you can look at wings, and if one wing will give you the span of pounds, if you look at that same wing from a different manufacturer, those specs are all different. So it really depends on what you're flying. You know, it depends on the manufacturer. But I've seen some wings that I could fly and they're 24 meter. I fly a 28 right now, and I'm well within my specs with that other manufacturer. So it is interesting to see all the different numbers on these wings.
Well, now I have to come in here and defend myself, just so you know. I'm flying a 27-meter wing right now, and I'm in the middle of my weight class at 210 pounds, guys, from 238. Thank you very much. And I flew a 33-meter wing at the SIV course, and it was all I could do to get that thing to get up in the air. So when I heard 37, it's just kind of shocking to me because Kelby's not that much bigger than I am, and a trike is only adding maybe 30 pounds more. It just, to me, it seemed like a large wing. I wasn't saying anybody was fat or not fat or whatever. I just thought it was much bigger than he would need. But what do I know? I'm just a rookie.
Shame, man, the damage has already been done. I don't think you can walk that one
I
back.
know. I'm back.
Yeah, it's hard to put that back in the bag.
Yeah, you're pretty much screwed there.
Hey, don't you three of you have to go Dairy Queen or something?
Hence the never trust.
Right?
Hmm. Hey, Mark, the next time we come to your house, though, Krista and I, you guys are more than welcome, obviously, but we would like to go do that Walking Dead tour and everything else. Krista has mentioned it several times, and when she mentions things several times, it means she really wants to do it. So, just an FYI.
Well, if it's for her, we'll do it for sure. You can tag along.
I guess. That little town where The Walking Dead is being filmed, where Alexandria is being filmed. Didn't you say, Mark, that little town was about to go under before they came through?
I saw that. Well,
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that town was not much of anything.
And now, I mean, how long did it take us to find parking? Like, that place was.
Yeah, it's amazing to me how many tourists come there to see that little place. And I mean, with PPG, you can fly around and see a lot of their filming sites. It's pretty cool.
can you?
Yeah,
explain-
Pablo actually. Go ahead.
Mark, can you explain? I mean, I'm kind of dumb about this, a lot of things, but particularly this. What is The Walking Dead?
I do not watch it, but a lot of people do watch it. It is a show on AMC, I think, but it's probably been running about 6 or 7 years, maybe. And it's a really, really popular show with zombies and stuff. But they film it here, about 15 miles from my house. They have a studio there. It's amazing to me how much filming goes on here in Georgia. Tyler Perry's studios are here, and Pinewood Studios are here also. And I know they do all the like Captain America films. But there's a lot
And
here.
I know Adam Sandler does a lot of his filming there in Savannah, Georgia. So it's amazing. What kills me is you watch the show. I'm standing outside of the building or the fortress, if you will, that's on the TV show. And you think about the show, you're watching in your head, you're watching the show. You don't see any of the town outside of that, but the way that they do the filming and everything, you've got this building that's literally in the middle of this little hopping little town. But during the show, it's the end of time, so there's nothing really going on outside of it when they film it. So I don't know how they do that.
So
It's pretty cool.
All the people that are doing all the people that are doing the filming and the actors, I have one question. I just kind of want to know, because I don't know the answer. Do they all have Pair Life shirts?
Negative. Nothing in the filming industry does. You can't give those things away.
No, you have to buy them.
I know for a fact an A-lister has one of Gage's support shirts. Just so you know, he wore it on Michael and Kelly's morning show once upon a time.
Really?
Just so you know. Oh yeah.
And it's funny on a lot of this when you go by those movie sets and stuff. When you're flying over them, they'll have all the front of the town and the buildings are all there. But when you're flying over, you realize that that's all it is. It's just the fronts of the buildings, and there's just sticks behind it holding them up.
I got an off the wall question for the panel and for the chat. But what is the best TV series you've ever watched?
Friends.
Friends? Seriously?
I love Friends. I can literally give you almost line for line on any and every episode. I don't know why, but it happens.
Well, I didn't say I wouldn't judge, but all right, we'll take that as an answer. How about you, Eric? Did they get TV in Wisconsin?
Let's see, we just had Star Wars at the theater, so I think, but no, I don't watch much TV. You know, so I don't know. Yeah, I watch YouTube. I'm just, as I said, I'm a sponge. I want to learn as much as I can. So I just watch the dumbest crap. And then you're watching something on YouTube. The next thing you know, you're watching something else that you had no intention on watching in 10 minutes ago. So I don't watch.
Your answer is, hey, Hot Butter Steve said Married with Children. Now that was a hilarious show. How about you, Mark?
I don't watch a whole bunch of TV. Yeah, sports and YouTube.
Let's see what they say in the chat. Mark George loved Married with Children. I would have to go with probably Breaking Bad.
Oh yeah. What was the one that we watched all the time?
For comedy would probably have to be American Dad or Family Guy.
The YouTube one.
I'm sitting here laughing because I don't even know most of these ones that you're mentioning.
Really?
Yeah.
Got to watch Breaking Bad, man, if you haven't watched it. It's awesome.
We started watching Breaking Bad, and then we started watching the one, I can remember the last name, the Gallagher's. It was on Netflix also. I'm trying to think of the name of it.
You're talking about with the drunk dad.
Yeah.
Gallagher's.
All right,
hell
Bill
was it?
H. I don't know how old Bill H is. He might be dating himself. He said MASH, and Mark George followed that up with Gilligan's Island.
MASH. Which Gilligan's Island? The one that was in color or the one that wasn't? There's one that has a little teeny tiny island, and the one that in color is like all spread out. You get excited about something.
Yeah, Jay just said it was the show Shameless.
Oh,
Shameless. Yeah, that's it.
I have heard. Yeah, there's not like West Virginia, something to do with West Virginia, or
No, it's filmed in Chicago and it's based out of Chicago. It is, you got to watch from number one and then watch the whole episode and you'll get hooked on. And it is hilarious. It's a good.
Okay, this is the one that's got the two brothers, the younger brother and the older brother, and the mom and the dad. It is, and it actually has a sister too, and it's a messed up family. A really freaking messed up family. Okay, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Now I will tell you, I quit watching that show because it started irritating me every time they start doing good. Something happens, they screw up, whatever, and they lose everything, and they're back to square one. It started driving me nuts. I'm like, oh, they're going to do good. They're doing good. They lost everything. I'm like, all right, enough crap.
Yeah,
Marx Brothers.
Mark said the Squid Games. Jade's been watching that. She watched.
Oh, that's an awesome movie.
I can't. I'll sit there and watch my Netflix or my YouTube. I want to share a screen here. I'm going to try to do this without totally screwing everything up.
Can you explain Squid Games while you're setting everything up?
I am. This was we were keeping it. We were asked to keep quiet, and from Kelby, he would like us to show this, but this is actually a trike that he is getting. Can you guys see it okay? Here, that is his Fresh Breeze trike that he will be flying. I don't know the logistics, how he got it, who he got it from, yada, yada. But I'm going to take it. It has to do with One Up Adventures right here. And of course, Resurgence. So this kind of, I didn't say anything. This kind of goes back to why we need that 37-meter wing. So congratulations, Kelby. I'm ecstatic here. I can't wait to fly with you. I think that's super cool. So we need to get him in the air. This is why we need that 37-meter wing. So,
That's sweet.
but no, it should be a good machine for you. So
All right, now Squid Games, what is that?
messed up.
Yes, to say the least.
And it's on YouTube,
No, I
It's
don't know.
on Netflix.
Netflix.
I believe it's Netflix.
You know what's funny is they talk English, but it's actually a Korean movie. So the
Oh, is
worst
it dubbed?
yeah, it is.
Dang.
But yeah, it's just yeah, there's more blood and guts. It's something based on a Jade quickly gave me the run through where they find these group of people that are in debt and they bring them into this game and you play all these little games and if you lose, you die. I mean, I tried to watch one episode and I couldn't. So
There you go, Eric.
there you
That's
go.
on the Kelly and Michael.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, there's
guys may or
my
may-
shirt.
Yep.
Did they
guys
ask
may or
him
may
what
not
that
know that.
was on the show?
No, but during the show you can see him pointing at the shirt. Like he didn't come out and say what the shirt was, but his assistant called us and said, "Hey, you need to turn on Kelly and Michael and see what Adam's doing." So just as we turned it on, we could see him pointing to the shirt to kind of just show notification that he's recognizing Gage during the show or during the interview.
That's awesome, man.
So Todd from Resurgence said, as far as Kelby's trike is concerned, the motor was donated from Jim Hitch out of South Carolina. We're just passing it on to a great recipient. Jim, if you ever watch this show, I would have 3 people to watch it. But anyways, thank you very much. That is so awesome. A shout out to you. So thank you very much. And it went to Kelby, which I'm glad to say that I met Kelby and he seemed like he was definitely a good recipient for it. So thank you.
Heck yeah.
I just wish that there was an abundance of wings and paramotors to give everybody that wants to fly, that opportunity. Now that I've done it, I couldn't imagine life without flying around. So
Hey, real quick, Mark George, Amy George, hello. My keyboard's all screwed up, so I'm not really adding anything to the chat. Sorry. I'm not ignoring anybody. It's just crappy equipment. It may or may not have had a drunk blonde spill beer on it, and it's not worked right since then. But so hi everybody. Sorry.
yep, that's gonna go over like a fart in church. Anyway, so
It's called a pew for a reason. Pew pew.
anyway.
So I was the lucky winner. I won the Paraswag Quick Change prop. What do you call that?
Yeah, the quick
Hub.
release, quick.
The hub, yeah. And I haven't put it on yet, but yeah. Thank you, Mark. Appreciate that, dude.
So you haven't put it on yet. How's it working for you?
Awesome.
Great paperweight. I mean,
For
why
right
haven't,
now until I put it on.
why haven't we put it on yet?
Oh man, I don't know. I've been too busy flying.
Well, if you send it to me, I'll show you how to put it on and leave it on.
Yeah, okay. Send it out tomorrow.
Just saying.
Stand by your mailbox. Wait patiently.
Well, put that on
Oh,
and give us a review.
I used to do that when I was a little kid with my suitcase, waiting for my real dad to come pick me up. Never did. It was sad. True story.
No, it wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like a jerk for laughing.
You know, one of my employees, younger kid, one of the apprentices, we were talking about something and it's hilarious. He said that because I asked him, you know, where's your dad? Because he's raised by his mom. And he looked at me, he goes, oh, my dad went to the grocery store to get chocolate milk and never came home. And what do? You know, he busts out laughing, you know, but you know, it was, so now there's kind of a running joke around the shop, you know, that his dad took off for chocolate milk and never came home. But it's like, he made me feel like a complete idiot because, you know, but I guess that's payback for some of the stuff that I've done to people. But
Hey, watch this. Watch this. I'm gonna call Krista in here and ask her who's the little boy that used to stand by the mailbox waiting for his dad to come pick him up for the weekend. She'd be like, you. It's so true. Hold on.
Freaking depressing. I'm not so sure he should be laughing about that, man.
Dude, it made me the person I am today. It's actually made me the dad that I am today. Hey, Krista,
Yes, Doc.
while I'm looking straight ahead and look at the camera, what little boy would take his little suitcase and stand by the
You.
huh?
I don't need to hear the story.
Say it so they can hear you.
Sorry. You.
Oh, me. Oh, yeah. So I
Yeah.
told you. I didn't even have to finish the story.
What little girl did the exact same thing?
What little girl? You did.
Oh,
Yeah,
come
see
on.
me and
Waiting
Krista.
on dad that never
Kinda
show up.
Far-fetched.
Yeah. No, it's a true story.
Is that how you
Swear to
guys
you.
found each other? Like one was standing by their mailbox and you were standing by your mailbox, and
No, we went to high school together. We graduated together.
Yeah, we actually went to high school together, graduated in the same class. I had no idea who she was.
Told me.
She knew everything about me.
I did not believe it.
You didn't?
No.
You didn't know everything about me? Oh, so now we're lying. But
I
anyway,
knew you were a brother of how many of you guys? I only knew you.
you knew I was hot as you knew I was on a pedestal of gods.
All right, whatever he says is a lie now.
She didn't say no. That's
No,
all I
I
heard.
didn't know. Shut. your-
I should show you guys pictures of us when we got together. Oh, that would be awesome.
now he's pulling out family pictures.
right?
No, dude, I was a roofer, and Krista apparently never won out in the sunlight.
No, Chris
'Cause-
is white and Shane, we don't know.
She was.
So bad our son asked when he was going to meet his real dad.
Yeah.
Shane was a different color.
Yeah, Gage, when he was little, asked Krista when he's gonna get this to meet his real dad because I was not the same color as the rest of them. When, oh, you know, dude, I would love to say that was a joke, but it's God's honest truth. I was dark as just all get out. All right, hold on. Let's see here. You guys keep on going. I'll find it here in a second.
We're losing them. We're losing people like left and right, dropping like flies, waiting for you.
I don't know if you know or not. This is not my show.
This is your show. I'm just substituting.
Hey, when is the first fly-in of the year? And where is it?
I don't know.
It's after January.
Is it
It's
going to
after
be one of your
January 1st.
private ones?
No, I mean one worth attending.
We know it's going to be down south somewhere. Wasn't it Swanee last year?
No.
Because they did one instead of
Palm Bay.
Palm Bay. Yeah, Palm Bay was caught off.
Which is still called off, by the way. I'm at to pull up Facebook. I can't find any of those photos.
Well, you know where we
Hold
could
on.
probably find this information is ppgzone.com.
Oh yeah.
Salton Sea. Hot Butter Steve.
All right. Oh, I don't want to sign up. I want to sign in.
I wonder when that is.
Well, we know we've got, so the next one we've got coming up, that will be Swanee, right, Shane? That's like November.
Yeah. 2 weeks away.
Okay.
The 12th to the 15th.
Hot Butter Steve says it's the Hot Buttered Steve's Rootin' Tootin' Eat Till You Bust House of Grub Fly-In. I gotta say, man, if you're putting that on, I'm gonna be there.
All right.
February, man, I can't go in February.
What's in February?
That is Hot Buttered
So-
Steve's Rootin' Tootin' Eatin' Till You Bust House of Grub Fly-In.
Well, you know, I mean, it's going to be as early as it could possibly be because there'll be a lot of pent-up demand there.
Todd said in the chat that DeFore said he is not sure if they will be doing a Palm Bay fly-in again.
Ever?
No, as of right now, they're still having a no overnight stay at the compound.
Yeah, well, that's not a
And that
fly-in
does-
then.
Exactly, and that does not seem to be changing anytime soon. They locked that stuff down, and it is what it is, dude. It ain't good. Let's just say.
And Hot Butter Steve also
Technically,
said that he is a good cook. I hear a competition here.
Are you close to finding what you're looking for, Shane?
no.
Okay.
My computer's running about as fast as Eric's brain right now. It's very slow.
Okay.
Ah,
Can you see this?
Got him.
Can you see this?
yes.
Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna go back home and go down to fly-ins and events.
What in the heck is going on with this computer?
Well, I don't see anything found. So apparently they haven't updated it for the following year. So yeah, that was a big waste of time.
And this whole Tuesday night thing is not. Well, I think we need to have more fly-ins in the Midwest during the summertime, so I don't have to drive 24 hours to get all the way to Georgia.
Now there
Well,
is
Will-
a chance, a very small chance that I may end up going to, for the first time, going to Kylo's hair party thing after Thanksgiving. But that's like a 24-hour drive. That's a bit of a drive for just one person.
24 hours to get from where you live in Florida to Kylo's? Well, yeah, because he's north. He's almost in Arkansas.
Yeah, it's a bit of a drive.
Yeah, because isn't that like the Texas border?
I thought he was like in the middle of the state and about as far north as you could get, Spring Hill.
Okay.
If Bill H, I think it's Bill H or John Wayne, one of them go there every year. Actually, Mark George does too.
Yep.
But that's not. I mean,
I bet that's a lot of fun, Shane.
Well, yeah. I mean, I would love to go, but to drive 24 hours one way, I mean, what am I going to do? Get there, sleep all day long, the next day fly one time, and then turn around, come back. I mean, it's quite a bit of driving for that amount of time.
Freaking wear a diaper. You'll be there in no time flat. You won't even have to stop.
That
I don't
doesn't-
know. It's a long ass drive, bro.
I was gonna say,
Where in
how How many miles is that? 'Cause that's all.
I think it's 1,200 or something.
Huh.
I'm good for 16 hours, and I got to pull over and sleep. And I need quite a bit of sleep after that.
Yeah, Todd said Kyle O's house is literally right across the street from the Arkansas state line.
Well, 24 times 60 is 1,400 miles. So, I mean, that's not an exact science there, but I mean, that's a rough idea. So you said 1,200 miles is probably right.
I looked it up last year because I was thinking about going, and I was like, dude, 24 hours? No, I'm out. Even if I had somebody to drive with me, that's still just a long time to be in a car.
Well,
I'm not from
he's flown all the, or he's driven all the way out to Salton Sea, so you should be able to make it to
who?
Todd. Research.
Oh, I can make it. I can make it there. It's whether or not I'd be happy about it is a whole.
Oh, and then it's gonna be bad weather. There's always that risk, man. That would be horrible.
Yeah, I get there 20 hour into the drive and it's like bad weather. I just turn around, come back, and I'm like, screw this, I'm out.
Windshield wiper.
Yeah.
All the way there.
Well, that was like when we went down to Bad Apples and then we got that storm that came through. It was like, huh?
Yeah, man, that was something. The hailstorm.
Yeah. You just let it roll off your back. Oh, well. I ain't there to fly. I'm there to hang out. I can fly at home.
That's exactly right. Yeah. Chahu, did I say that right? Chahu said books on tapes are your friend.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Oh, actually, you know what I do is I watch or I listen to YouTube, Mr. Ballings. He does like dark, like twisted stories or whatever. Most of them, 99% of them are like stories that you hear in the news or whatever, but he goes through them and explains what happened and how it happened. Pretty good for entertainment for driving. And I like mystery stuff when I'm driving because it keeps your mind going. And so I listen to all kind of like murder mystery stories and stuff like that when I'm doing road trips. Come on.
Todd says you need
Cannot-
to hit up the Michigan fly-ins. They're really good. I'll agree. The ones that we've gone to in Michigan, I enjoyed. We got to go to that one in Torch Lake, which is way up north on the lower part of Michigan. And I was not able to make the one they just had. Which one was it? Yeah. And I don't. Yeah, my cutters. Yeah, but yeah, those were pretty good. I enjoyed going to those. We don't have really much in Wisconsin. Oh well. Of course, we'll put on a fly-in and it'll just be Jade and I that show up.
And Coco.
Oh, that's true.
I'll show up.
You better.
I'll be there.
There you go.
As long as I ain't got to drive.
No, you could fly. You better leave on Tuesday.
Yeah, I mean, it's still a 3-day trip when you fly, isn't it?
Yeah. Pretty
Yeah, I
much.
would rather have a less than an 8-hour flight than I would a 24-hour drive.
Oh yeah,
It was 24.
Go ahead.
It was 24 hours from my house to Sheboygan, Wisconsin, and Eric lives 24 or 4 hours north of that.
Pretty much.
Yeah,
Dang, man.
Kelby corrected
None of
me
that.
on the fly-ins, and he said Oshkosh. I totally forgot about that. You know, I never got to make it to Oshkosh because we were down at in Georgia for the Bad Apples Fly-In. I really wanted to go to that one. Yeah, next year maybe. And then Linda says she knows where Torch Lake is. Now, Linda, do you live north of Torch Lake or south of Torch Lake?
And can they stay with you while they're at the fly-in?
That is correct. Now that you have your own place.
If there's enough room for Eric and Jade and all your koalas.
Yeah, Todd, it was. Torch Lake is pretty cool. Yeah, where was Todd?
Man, this-
Todd was not there at Torch Lake Fly-In.
Is that the one where the guy bought all he bought the land or whatever? He's like turning it into a PPG friendly site?
Yes, he bought this airport. It was for sale, and he bought the airport. There, and they have residential lots that they were going to sell off. And one lady bought a place there, and she built a house. Well, she's gotten so upset at all the planes and paramotors that she now has her house for sale. And I mean, you bought a house on a runway.
Yeah,
What do you
right.
expect? Yeah, so the first night or the first morning we were there, we showed up at like 2 a.m. or something. So we just parked the fifth wheel, went to sleep. And then about 5 a.m., all I hear is a paramotor, but it was a paramotor with a really high pitched. And I'm like, who is flying a weed whacker? You know, that's what it sounds. This lady was out, and we were all camped in different, how they do it in Michigan is you have to get a permit to camp on a site that is spec'd out by the mayor of that town or whatever. Anyways, so we had her site. She was leaf blowing, no leaves, but just running her leaf blower, trying to wake everybody up. That didn't work. She hopped on her mower. She was mowing the lawn. Yeah, and yeah, it was, yeah.
She wasn't happy.
She wasn't happy. And you know, Mike Cotter was there, and just, you know, we all waved, we all were nice, we all smiled and nodded. It was, but yeah, it was pretty crazy. I'll be honest, I wouldn't mind buying that house because that was right on the runway. That was cool. I mean, I could just step out. Oh, but it's beautiful. He has a north southeast, or he has actually, it's a northwest southeast runway, and also the vice versa. But anyways, you take off, you can see Lake Michigan on one side, and you can see Torch Lake on the other side. Blue water, crystal clear. It's just, it's awesome.
And is it out in the country or is it?
Yeah, it is. When you take off, you come out, and because it's cut into trees. So you come out above the trees, and that's when you can see everything. It really is a nice facility. And he's trying to make it for PPG, ultralights, even general aviation, you know, private planes. I mean, the guy's doing the right thing. And this guy, if anybody ever looked into it, his story, he's got a really cool story about where he's from, where he's been. Yeah, and how he helps everybody. The nicest guy. So Michigan has kind of an angel there. Yeah, he's super cool. And I'm glad I was able to meet him too. But yeah, that fly-in, that's one that we're going to hit every year. So, but it's
Shane, are you still looking for those photos, man?
Man, I'm almost giving up now. My computer is running freaking slow, and I don't know why. It's driving me nuts. What's that?
Did you turn it on?
Yeah. I swear, I have no idea.
So
What's
Linda
next,
says she's
Mark?
45 minutes from Torch Lake. Okay, are you 45 minutes north? That's up the map, or south down the map?
Just past Boyne City, Michigan. Boyne City, you know what that is?
I have no clue. I live in Wisconsin. It takes me 20 hours to get out of Wisconsin.
Not so much not true.
Hey, although the best, the coolest thing about going to that flying is you get to go over the Mackinac Bridge, which is kind of a cool little landmark there.
That's a real resorty area there, right?
It is.
Island.
Yeah, you can go to the island, and in that island, they have they don't allow vehicles. You're allowed to have a bicycle, not even a motorcycle, but they do have an airport. So if the winds were perfect, we could take off and fly over to the island and have boat underneath us and then fly back. Linda doesn't know
Okay.
if she's north or south.
So I found a photo before we were even married. You guys ready for this black and white photo?
Hey, man.
I told you it was a black and white photo. Look at her. She's afraid of
the Shane train.
Look at that, dude.
Now, this when you were just dating, so you just like, was that like a prom picture or?
No, we met after high school. 6 months actually. That was just before she moved in with me. But yeah, that photo cracks me up, dude. I was roofing every day, so I was out in the sun every single day. And yeah, well, you know. And then, wait a minute, hold on. Can I? That's a bad photo. I was going to show you a photo, but it's a just bad photo.
Mark H is trying to open Task Manager and see if some task is using too much CPU or memory.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Oh man, Mark, what's up for flight number 102?
I have no idea.
I'll be waiting
Yeah.
on Shane.
No plans.
Mark, can
But
we put in a reservation for a cheese platter?
Sure.
Has anyone heard of Goodiesburg cheese? Goodiesburg cheese. It's Amish cheese company. It's really good cheese. The best cheese I've ever had.
Your sales pitch is sounding cheesy.
I knew you would weigh in. He doesn't laugh at my jokes, but that was funny, I thought.
Jade wants to know if you've ever heard of head cheese.
Of what cheese?
Head cheese.
Head
That's
cheese.
no. I'm going to say no to that.
Jade?
Tell them it's made from the heads of calf or pigs.
It's made by it's what?
Made from.
It's made from heads of calves or pigs. Yeah, I don't think I want that.
That sounds appetizing.
Yeah, delicious. The cheese, what were they? Cheese balls or cheese curds? They
Cheese
were really
You gotta try them fried. Fried cheese curds are awesome.
Talking about my cheese balls?
good. Those are really good.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
The yes, Jade.
Hey, just come on the show.
She keeps
I know.
she reminds me. Um, your in-laws are watching. Anyways, so after the first date with your wife, did she say, "Yeah, you're definitely a white guy"?
Assuming, I don't know. I'm lost here. My wife and I waited till marriage. Whatever you're talking about. I don't know.
I don't know. What are you guys talking about?
Hey, hon, where did we put
I
them waiters? Because it's getting deep in here.
So you're going to the flying, Shane. Mark, are you going to the same? Are you going to Swanee too?
No, nope, I can't make it. I already had plans by the time they come up with that flying.
Sounds like an excuse to me.
Yeah, I wish. If I could, I'd cancel my plans.
Right. I
Yeah.
got a balloon festival I'm going to be participating in on sometime early November. Don't have all the details on it. I'm excited about that.
So you're flying balloons now, are you?
Yeah. No, just going to be flying around them, and it's coordinated. So should be fun.
It is. We did that. That was a lot of fun. We met with all the balloon people first, just explained what we were doing, and they were okay with it. So
Actually, you know what was interesting is the person that I guess you'd be the liaison between, I guess, us or anyone who's going to be flying and the coordinator of the balloon event. The FAA called the PPG pilot and was asking questions and, what are you going to do? Where are you going to take off from? All like FAA type questions. So I don't know if he was doing that just to make sure that everything was kept under 103 or to see if he needed to provide some sort of waiver or what. But as far as I know, it was a pleasant call. So
the FAA was calling the PPG guy to ask information?
Yes.
All righty.
Most likely the coordinator of the balloon thing, which wants us there. The balloon coordinator wants us there. And so he probably gave the FSDO the number just or whatever.
Right.
Anyways, thought it was interesting.
That's good. At least the FAA is reaching out and making sure that they weren't probably doing anything bad.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Todd from Resurgence. My wife just said this is the most random YouTube show I watch.
I don't know what we're going to be talking about. It really is just hanging out, isn't it?
You don't say.
Yeah. I swear to God, this is literally anytime you go to a fly-in, this is exactly what happens around a campfire or around a group of chairs with, people. There's no one particular subject. It literally goes from one thing to another, and it is what it is.
You're going to be talking. You just have no idea about what. That's exactly right.
Why get stuck on one subject? You can talk about whatever.
Dude, stop staring at your computer screen. You're going to go blind.
Here, look. No, that's another thing. If you do a lot, you go blind.
Speaking of, I got an eye appointment tomorrow.
I know what's on your computer screen is why I'm saying. That's why I said that.
No, look at this. This is Jack as a puppy.
Oh.
Look at that. Look at Jack. You look at this big ass now. Oh,
That was cool.
he's ridiculous. Let me see if I can find. Oh, I don't have it on here. Never mind.
So Shane, this show's going back to you next week. What are we going to be talking about?
Well, I have a special guest. She is not excited about being a special guest, but she's going to be on the show, and she's going to be very excited and happy. So she's going to start drinking early. Actually, I have a couple of things planned. I don't want to say yet, because if it changes, then I look like a fool. But yeah, we're just, dude, I'm really excited about next week's show. Is it next week?
It is next week, and that's why this is the most random show that's on YouTube.
Yes. We should change the name to The Most Random Show on YouTube.
Yeah, that's not a bad name.
I'm for it. I know, right? I'm for it.
Or just call it random.
Hey, I did hit not too long ago, not that Will or Mark or Eric will understand, but I just hit 40,000 views last week on my YouTube channel, just so you guys know.
Hey, congratulations, dude. That is a big monument. Monument?
Yeah.
Is that the right word?
I
The
have no
momentous
idea.
occasion.
There you go. What Mark said.
Yeah.
The only reason
And what do
I
you
don't
call a board with a bunch of cheese on it? What do you call that again?
It had a lot more than just cheese on it, but it's called a
I
charcuterie
think you
board.
call it a cheese board.
No, a shit.
No, that wasn't it. Charcuterie.
It was after I ate. Hey, listen, after I ate all that cheese, there was charcuterie, all right.
Eric, you need better people on your panel.
Agreed.
The only reason I wouldn't understand your 40,000 views is because I'm lucky I get 4.
Yeah, that's more my speed. My YouTube channel will pull like 40 people watching a video.
Right?
I will tell you that my special guest and I are going to do 100% honest answers of whatever questions are asked in the chat.
It's like truth or dare or what?
No, it's honest answers. Where did you get truth or dare, you
I
single
don't know.
bastard?
I don't know. Just say what's in my head. You know, just say it.
Oh, look at Hot Butter Steve's last comment.
Right?
No,
Chat.
we're gonna do hoochery.
Chattahoochee. Chattahoochee. I'm gonna have to look that up. That's a real thing.
Mark literally looked at me with a straight face and goes, "Oh, my wife made a cheese spread on a Chattahoochee." I'm like, I've never heard of it.
You're not from around here, are you, boy?
The Georgia thing.
I was like, oh, she comes. First of all, we get there and she's in the shower because she wants to be. She just
That's
got
the
done
way
working
she
out.
welcomes all my friends.
Like Mark. So she gets out of the shower, she gets, makeup on, her hair dried up. Then she comes into the kitchen, and I think I was in the midst of washing my hands or something because someone's dog was slobbering all over me. Anyways, so I go to give her a hug, and she has this perfume or spray or something on her. I was just like, yeah, what are you wearing there? Because that smells really nice. And then there was a whole thing of what she was wearing. She's like, oh, I have lotion on, I have spray on, it's maybe my shampoo. I don't know. It was a whole thing, but she was she's a really nice lady. And Mark really couldn't do any better. I mean, I don't know. He hit the lottery at some point when it came to this one, willingly to say I do, just so you know.
It cost a lot of cash. I got it the old-fashioned way.
Paid for
Oh,
it?
and after we
Yeah.
after we left, Mark texted me about, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes after we left. He's like, I'm fixing to get on the bike, which is this exercise bike. Because if you guys would have stayed 10 more or 15 more minutes, I wouldn't have had to do this. I was like, well,
Yeah.
enjoy powering your house. Because, which, by the way, Mark has a really nice construction site, LZ. And, you know, you probably can't fly from there, but he lives on top of this hill, and he could sure, you know, on a drunk Friday night, glide down there with his glider. I was really willing to do it. I think it would be fun.
And you could fly from there at least once.
Yeah, no, you just can't land. You just fly and land somewhere else and they get picked up. I'm just saying. Jay just asked a question. Who's available?
That would be hot buttered Stephanie.
Oh, Stephanie, yes. I got you. Never mind. I just happened to look and seen that. I was like, oh, I'm done trying to find Jade or guest on the show because they're already booked and I look like an idiot. So moving on.
That's okay. Every now and then I'll be flipping through and I'll find one, and every one that I give to Jade, they're all from overseas, and none of them, obviously they don't teach English over there or here anymore. So yes, Monday morning she had one that lived in, she's from Bulgaria. She was living in France. So at 5:30 in the morning, the alarms are going off for her to get up, to get onto the computer. And this lady was, she was awesome. So Jade recorded it, and she was pretty awesome. So that'll be coming up soon. Louise said hot butter Stephanie would be an awesome guest.
So that's not tomorrow. Tomorrow's the Halloween thing, right?
Yep. Yep. And she has that, she's been working on that all night. So, well, I think I'm going to sign out of here. I got to go do some stuff before I go to bed. So, Will, thank you for being on the show. How can we get a hold of you?
You can get a hold of me on YouTube, Will Fly, or willflyppg.com.
And Mark?
YouTube, Paralife PPG, all one word, and online at paralifeppg.com.
I got a Paralife PPG flag. Anyways,
Good man.
and Shane?
You can reach me at 715-614. You can find me on TikTok at ppgshane.com, Instagram at Never Trust a Skinny Chef Shane, and YouTube at Never Trust a Skinny Chef Shane. And you can find me next Tuesday doing this wonderful show, and my wife will be there, and we are going to have a answering question, whether it's about paramotor, our lives, or whatever. So, and I got something else too coming up, but we'll worry about that then. I want to make sure it falls through first. Anyways, that's where you can find me.
Well, that's pretty awesome. All right, guys. Remember all the shows that we have. We have Monday night with Clear Prop TV. We have this show on Tuesday. Next week, it'll be on Shane's YouTube. Tomorrow night, we have paramotorgirl.com with Girls Want to Fly. It's going to be the Halloween edition. Thursday night, Linda's not here, but it's paramotortalk.com. And then we have Sunday night, OPN. So great place for a lot of information, especially for new people or just connecting with the old people. And no, Steve, you did not scare Jade. It takes a lot to do it. And thank you, Todd, from Resurgence for what you're doing.
Yeah, and can I say, just before you, Aaron, I did laugh. I laughed inside, man. He'll understand what I'm saying.
Oh, I saw that too. I was gonna make a comment, but then I get hit in the back of the head. Your in-laws are watching. So, and you can find me at ppglear.com. So I'm not doing an after show tonight. So you guys all have a good night. We'll see you next week on Shane's show.